The Unseen Stalker. Moving to a quiet town was supposed to be a fresh start, but it turned into a nightmare. I began receiving anonymous letters describing details of my daily life. At first, it was unsettling, but harmless. However, the letters grew darker, recounting my deepest secrets and thoughts. Terrified, I went to the police, but they found no leads. One night, the letters took a sinister turn, describing my death in chilling detail. Panic-stricken, I bolted my doors and windows. I became a recluse, afraid to leave my home. But even within the walls, the letters kept coming, detailing my every move. I started seeing shadowy figures, fleeting glimpses that vanished when I looked directly at them. One evening, the letters stopped, and the shadows coalesced into a figure. It was me, lifeless and pale. I screamed, and the figure smiled. Suddenly, the room faded, and I found myself writing the same letters I had received, recounting my own demise. I was trapped in a cycle of horror, reliving my death through the letters I wrote.
The Unlucky Lottery. I always dreamed of winning the lottery, but when it finally happened, my luck took a twisted turn. As soon as I claimed my prize, strange things started to happen. People I barely knew began asking for loans, and long-lost relatives popped up out of nowhere. One day, I received a mysterious letter claiming that my lottery win was cursed. Supposedly, each person who touched the winning ticket would meet a gruesome fate. I laughed it off, but that night, I heard strange noises outside my house. I investigated and found the same group of people who asked for money outside digging a hole in my backyard. They were convinced that burying the cursed ticket would lift the curse. Just as I was about to stop them, lightning struck a nearby tree, and the ensuing fire set off an explosion from a buried gas line. The explosion was fatal. They were all dead. It was certainly shocking. And as I stood there, over their lifeless bodies, covered in dirt and blood, thinking to myself, that story sucks. If anyone would ever find them, no one would believe that. I should have just thrown them in the river like I planned.
The Unveiled Feast. I never expected to find out my husband was cheating on me. It was a shock that rattled my world and left me feeling broken. But instead of succumbing to despair, I hatched a plan to confront him in a way he'd never forget. I spent hours in the kitchen crafting a feast that looked nothing short of exquisite. As he walked in that evening, he was greeted by the aroma of his favorite dishes. I watched him with a smile as he took his seat at the table. As he polished off the last bite, I couldn't help but ask him how he enjoyed the meal. He smiled, satisfied, and confessed that it was one of the best dinners he'd ever had. "What was it?" he asked. "Well, it's Lisa, the woman you had been seeing was now a part of you, infused into the meal you were devouring." His face turned pale and he stammered, denying the truth. But there was no escape. The shock on his face was priceless, and I finally had the upper hand. I had turned the tables on him, confronting his infidelity in the most unexpected way possible. It was a strange satisfaction.